We have a VC fund manager and who's done exceptionally well in his journey, and he's also 40 under 40 by New York Weekly, and it's amazing. Thank you so much, Anmol, for taking time and joining us today.
Got my first job in investment banking at JP Morgan, then transitioned into wealth management, slowly building and building and building.
All this stuff, startups and all this is growing a lot in India as well. But how did that happen to you? You mentioned about, a typical humble background.
Money curious, money focused. I started working when I was 15, 16, mowing lawns, cutting grasses, working in Primark. I did everything. If I could have a little bit more money, I can make that difference. Very different culture, very different behavior. I got there and I was like, hold on a minute, I've been sold a lie. So on the side, I started doing consulting, just working with one or two founders, small founders, on their financial models, go to market, just because London was expensive. And as a graduate, I needed money, but really sort of fell in love with it. The event space and started meeting investors. As I was analyzing startups, I got really good at figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and investors were like, hey, if you have any good deals, I know you're analyzing these companies, feel free to send them over. And I started syndicating the deals, putting the two together. This is where I want to be, and I said, look, I'm 23, I'm just going to take that leap of faith, because what's the worst going to happen? I'm going to go back into one of the largest wealth management funds in the world. That was sort of my risk, right? My bottom was most people's tops at that point. If it doesn't work out in 1 year, I can always go back. As I started to make money, I started investing in them myself, like small tickets to begin with. I think my first check of investment was £6,000. So then acquired a development company and a sales company and spun that into a venture studio, which is now Gacs Ventures.